And hello, everyone. It's Monday, March 8th, 2021, and this is The Inbox with Greg Nibler. Yes, hello, thank you for joining us wherever you are. We appreciate it. Of course, hit subscribe, follow, like, share, all of that stuff. You know what to do. 2Box Media, TWO Box Media, whatever platform you're on. We appreciate it, and we are live. I want to emphasize that because if you are watching live, you can leave comments, and I can comment back whether I like it or not. You can do that on whatever platform you're watching on. So make sure that you do. Or if you're watching afterward, you can still do the same thing. But let's get you started off here. What we like to do on Mondays is keep you abreast of what is happening in the world of tech, entertainment, and culture. And let's do it. It is now time for Apple rumors. There's a lot going on with Apple, we think, but one thing we know for sure is that the iMac Pro is no more. Now, you may not be familiar with the iMac Pro unless you were a super high-end Apple user because these things start at about $5,000, which I guess in the world of Apple, that's not that expensive. Nonetheless, this was a big deal when it came out about 4 years ago. So they revealed it at one of their big conferences. The iMac Pro was supposed to change up everything. It's going to take on what they were trying to do was take on, people who are using big workhorse PC stations for design. This is what they wanted to go with it. But they've since actually, of their own accord, made these things kind of obsolete because of the updates they've done to the other iMacs. So as they've been improving, and this really is a testament to the M1 chip, I think is what it comes down to, and that's Apple's new chip they have coming out. But the improvements that they're making to the iMac itself have almost caught up to where the Pro level was to make it pretty much unnecessary. If you already have an iMac Pro, that's probably not the news you want to hear. You probably paid for this thing to keep it for a number of years, have it be at the forefront, but they're not going to be selling it anymore. It doesn't mean they won't run some updates, some software updates probably for it for a while, but the line itself is going away. So that's some big news there for you Apple fans, especially the high-end ones. But there's more with Apple going on today because now we're entering into the time of the year when we get the rumors about an Apple event. Is it going to happen? Well, here's what the rumor is right now is that March 23rd could be the day Apple may release new products. Because that is the rumor out there, expect this to be nonstop on any kind of tech website with speculation on what's going on for the next couple of weeks until that date either passes or we get another date on when this could happen. But let's speculate right now. Here are the things that we think may be happening at this Apple event. Most likely, we're going to get some hardware updates. This is most likely going to be focused on. We'll see some iPad updates. We could see some updates to the Mac Pro. I think more announcements about that M1 chip. If you're not familiar with that, that's Apple's move to make their own chips and get away from Intel. So they've had some really good reviews so far. Like those M1 chips are pretty great. So that's Apple pushing on that. So expect updates along those lines. But another big one is the AirTag or whatever they end up calling it. It's basically Apple's version of Tile. And I'm talking about the little things that you clip onto your keys or your wallet or your items, whatever, to track them. So the rumor is here with the AirTags, and we're seeing some of this from the updates that came out in iOS, is that how these ones would work is they would actually use the same kind of technology that you use for Find My iPhone. Say if you're missing it, Google's got something very similar to this, but when it comes to the Apple ecosystem, Find My iPhone, you put it on there, it can locate where it is. It would work on that same kind of a network. So as long as it's within range of another Apple device, these, in theory, would be able to track it, which is a little bit better than maybe what some of the competition has currently, although they're all working on building out those networks. But so that is probably something, maybe that Apple TV update. I know a lot of people out there, and let me know if you're one of them, have been looking forward to an Apple TV update. Maybe this is finally when we get that, since they're pushing so hard on their services. No word about the services. And again, it's all speculation. Apple's pretty good about keeping this stuff under wraps of all the companies. They're probably the best at it. Samsung being not the best, their stuff usually leaks out ahead of time, but Apple's pretty good about it. We do think there will be something, whether it's March 23rd is the date or it's a couple weeks either way on either side. We're definitely going to be getting something from Apple, so stay tuned for that, and I'll keep you updated on all the rumors that I hear as they go through. All right, let's talk about self-driving cars. In particular, Tesla, Elon Musk posting something on Twitter over this last weekend. Well, he posted a lot, but this is the one I'll talk about, having to do with an update to Tesla for that full self-driving mode and what people can start doing with that. Couple of key things here. I always want to say this. FSD, full self-driving mode, which is what Tesla calls their autonomous software, is not actually full self-driving mode. It doesn't actually allow you to completely take your hands off the wheel and just pay no attention and go to sleep, despite all the videos you see of people doing that in traffic. Don't do that. It's kind of a marketing term. It's a little bit misleading. Nonetheless, there are some updates rolling out, and currently it's only a small number of people who get these updates, and now it's essentially going to be rolling out to a lot more. They said twice as much right now, and expanding beyond that to even 10 times as many people who can use it if you have a vehicle that can accommodate it. And what's going to happen is on your dash, you'll see a beta mode download, and that's something that you can download right there, and then it would update it for these new features that are rolling out. Again, they are pretty advanced with what they do, with what Tesla's able to do as far as taking corners, on-ramps, off-ramps, and then you assume that these features are just going to keep on expanding beyond that. But it is, again, not full self-driving mode. And even if you do have a Tesla that's capable of it, it's going to be regional specific because they need it to be in places where, let's be honest, where the weather is good. If you're in Arizona, Southern California, maybe Texas, someplace like that, probably that's going to be the regions where you can get it. If you're in the Pacific Northwest or the Midwest, where weather's a little bit more, it can change a lot quicker. You have a little bit rougher conditions, might not be happening there. I don't know that for sure, but check what region you're in to see if you can get these updates. But more and more of them are coming out. This is all that rollout that Tesla and Elon Musk is going to keep pushing it. There's regulations that are going to be keeping this from finally happening, but there's a lot on the way for this. And I think the tech's going to be there way before the regulations are. It's something that you can try out. Don't sleep at the wheel. Don't do that, but give it a shot. And if you do, let us know what it's like. All right, so there you go. There's your update for your Teslas if you have one of the Teslas out there. All right, continuing on. This is a story that started trending over this last weekend. And I want to kind of explain a little bit about what this is. Now, if you have, several $1 million and you want to buy a Jack Dorsey tweet, well, then there's a certain place you can go do that. And for everybody else, you're probably wondering, why would you want to do that? So let me explain. So there it is. That's the first tweet that Jack Dorsey ever sent when he was setting up Twitter, and March 21st, 2006. Well, that tweet is what is for sale. And I want to explain how that is. It's for sale because it is being classified as what is a non-fungible token. That's a strange thing to say. Non-fungible token. So what is a non-fungible token? And this is what I want to kind of give a very basic definition of. There's much more elaborate ones out there, but a basic definition. If you're familiar with cryptocurrency, with Bitcoin, with Ethereum, the idea that these are based on utilizing lots of different computers, it's code, it's unique to that, it makes it essentially unhackable, the coins themselves. Well, this is doing that same thing only for artwork or for some kind of digital art, however you want to classify it. If you want to classify Jack Dorsey's tweet as art, I suppose that is where we're going with this. So what he is doing is he has taken that tweet, he's had it certified, and he's had it turned into a non-fungible token. It's unique because it does have him as the creator as part of it. So that's the key thing there. So this is unique. That tweet itself will be unique because it has a signature and because it's stored a la cryptocurrency. Does it mean that you can't just copy it and paste it anywhere because we just did? Yeah, you can still do that. So it's a very unique customer who's going after these. But there are people getting millions and millions of dollars for these. I got a couple examples for you here too, just to kind of give you a look at what some of these different things are that are going on. Okay, the Nyan Cat. You got that one right there. So you've got some other ones that are coming through. You got Grimes, who has had some. You've had Beeple, which is now doing with Christie. So Beeple posts a piece of artwork every single day. They've done it for 5,000 apparently straight times, and now they've got this consortium of artwork that they're going to put up, and it's going on sale at Christie's of London. Millions of dollars is what that'll be worth. Grimes has put up some albums this way. Again, you can still take it. You can still listen to it. You can still copy the artwork. You can copy everything. But the unique one, and this is for the collector in mind, that's where it's at. And the Scion, the cat gif, that is also something that was out there. I believe that one sold for $587,000 is what somebody paid for that. So again, big bucks that are going into these things for digital collectibles. So when it comes to the tweet, quick idea of this, you go to the website where he's selling it. You have to enter in a bid right now. I just want to, right now, as of just before we went on this broadcast, the highest offer is $2.5 million for that digitally certified tweet from Jack Dorsey. $2.5 million. There's a guy out there who said he's willing to go to 10 million for it. That's the kind of money that's being involved in this. This is great though for artists maybe who aren't of the, Jack Dorsey owning Twitter or Grimes level, who maybe want to make some money on this. If there's people willing to pay for it, I'm all for that. I think it's kind of strange to me, just because it's something that you can't just copy, but there's a collectible audience out there. So let me know what you think about it. I just want to give that brief explanation. I know that was kind of still a little strange. It's a strange concept, but there is a lot of info out there that you can follow along with, but that is what we're talking about. This is going to be trending for a while. This is the newest thing when it comes to digital art, NFTs. All right, continuing on. A couple more trending news topics I wanted to bring you up to date on. This one has to do definitely with the future, but it's the idea of printing organs or hands. In this case, this is coming from the University of Buffalo. And we've seen the rapid advancement of 3D printers in a lot of different ways. And certainly in the medical field, this is not a new thing. We've seen a lot of people trying to test this out and utilize maybe the concepts of this, but they are actually moving further along. They've done it with what's basically a yellow goo. And I love this video because it shows it just kind of popping up out of there. It's not real speed. That's 19 minutes of footage that they sped up, but even 19 minutes, that's still pretty amazing on how quickly it was able to print. And they're saying this is 10 to 50 times faster than what the industry standard is when it comes to 3D printing. So the printer itself is very fast. The material is the other key thing. So this material itself, let me get the name right. It's basically a hydrogel that's this yellowish goo, really is. That's probably the best way to describe it. It's a yellowish goo. And this particular type of hydrogel is used for a lot of other products, but what they're saying with this is it can print small enough to where you can print blood vessels in there. So you'd be able to print out actually where blood would flow if, say, something like this got to the level where you could attach it to a person or an organ. That's pretty incredible to me that we could get to that level where we're actually 3D printing organs, because there's a huge backlog right now of people who do need organs. There's not enough organ donors. I'm sure we've all encountered somebody who has had an issue with that. And this is a way that maybe in the near future we could mitigate some of that by printing it out of yellow goo. So you get a new yellow goo liver, whatever it is. If it works, I'm all for it. So University of Buffalo researching this right now. Could be years away, but nonetheless, it's on the way. And if they're doing it, that means other universities are doing it. And it means this idea is going to come to fruition if everything stays on course as we are right now, to where people are going to be able to print organs. That's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting to see those techniques and see how that's actually going to go out to other products as well. But that's something I thought everybody should be aware of. You can maybe print hands in the near future. All right, final thing here for you to be aware of. At the start of the show, I said it was March 8th. It's crazy to think that it's been, about a year that we've been going through the pandemic and everything that's happening. I don't need to explain that to you. It's still weird that it's been about a year, though. And now we may get a theme park opening up that we've been anticipating for over a year, and that is Super Nintendo World. This was supposed to open last year, got delayed again. The last time the opening was supposed to be in February. Now they're saying that this March, that coming up, it is going to be opening on March 18th. It will be the grand opening of the Nintendo-themed park for Universal Studios. So this is going to be in Japan. Again, one that we've seen a lot of images of. The whole thing is going to be kind of interactive. You go in and you play a game while you're there. So you actually collect coins. I think if you have a Switch, you get even more bonus things. They've got augmented reality features. You're going to battle all kinds of different Koopa Troopas. I mean, it's live action. It's pretty cool. I want to go to this. I really do. Definitely want to go check that out. But they are going to be implementing some specific COVID-19 regulations where masks are required. And I think this is going to be a big test for a lot of other theme parks. As we see more vaccines roll out, maybe more of these parks are going to open this year. Hopefully. I really hope that's the case. We've had test things with Disneyland here in the United States, but this is a big one. Yeah, see, that one still says February 4th because that's the videos they still have out. All their videos are off on their dates because they've had to change it so many times. But this is March 18th. So hopefully this works well. They can open on March 18th. I do hope so. And we'll get to see that. And maybe that's a template that we can use for other places to get more things open. I'm all for that. Super Nintendo World. So check that out right there. Hopefully more coming up on that. All right. Again, you are watching The Inbox with Greg Nibler. And that's me, Greg Nibler. I want to say thank you for joining us. We do appreciate it. I want you to please hit subscribe to Box Media on whatever platform you're watching on. And I'm going to tell you something that you can go watch right now. WandaVision. If you're a fan of WandaVision, you know it ended over this last weekend. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but you should watch it by now if you don't want things spoiled. Nonetheless, there are other things for you to watch. And we've got a guide for you of what to watch in March on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/2boxmedia, TWO Box Media. Go there, watch that. It'll give you some other ideas. There's some great things coming out, and we kind of keep track of a top 10 for you for each month, so you have something else to check out. But you can also check out us on Friday, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. I believe is when we're going live, but you know the best way to follow? It's our Twitter account. I know I keep throwing all these out. It's really easy. 2Box Media, just go follow. And that way you can keep track of everything. And that's a great way to do that. There's also going to be some other guest appearances that I'm going to be doing this week. So I want you to follow to find out about that as well, because we're gonna be hopping up on another show, which is going to be a lot of fun. So follow with that. Follow us. We'll tell you what it is later today. We'll be promoting that. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. Seriously, really appreciate it. This is a lot of fun, and I want to hear your feedback, whether it's comments when we're live or afterward. Send me an email, greg@2boxmedia.com. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you think there's somebody we should interview or have as a guest on here, all of that stuff. So thank you very much. I'm Greg Nibler on behalf of myself, Mike Solis, Just Surba. Thanks for watching The Inbox with Greg Nibler.